This one is gonna be so fun. Let's go. Okay, to start off, I'm gonna give you the basic material that I used. I used two 8x10 canvases from the Dollar Tree, the stretch canvases. You have to get the one with the frame because we used the frame. I used the 10x20 that I got from Michael's. I had an old one that I had messed up. I used some craft sticks, the large craft sticks, and I had the wavy ones, so that's what I used. And then I used some flat square dowels. That's the kind I have. I got them from Amazon, but the Dollar Tree does sell round dowels that you can use in place of the flat ones that I have. And if you want to keep it all Dollar Tree material, the Dollar Tree has several different canvases. So this is a 4x6. You could do the 8x10 and do the two 4x6s, two on each side. You could do the 8x10 and the one 5x7 on the side. I got a 5x7 in there. I didn't grab it. So you definitely don't have to use the same ones I use when I do videos. I do videos to give you an idea for you to start with and for you to make I forgot. We also, I also use the Dollar Tree cutting mats. So I use one pack of cutting mats. The first thing I did for preparation was separate the canvas from the frames. So if you look at me, I just simply cut down the middle of it and started pulling the canvas off. However, if you wanted to save your canvas for another project, you would be careful taking it off, and I would suggest that you start taking it off by trying to remove the the staples that are in the back. So once you take the staples out, the canvas will automatically come off. My next preparation was getting my frame ready to become my shutter. So I decided to use a stain on my shutters. So I took the time to put the stain on the shutters, which is the frame and the craft sticks. And I also used a round dowel on this part. So I went ahead and I stained everything. You definitely can use paint. You can use acrylic paint. You can use regular spray paint. You can use house paint. Or you can leave it the natural wood color. That's definitely up to you. Again, I stained mine. And when I stain, I use just a little corner of a towel to stain it with. This definitely is not the type of towel you should use. This towel leaves a lot of lint. You definitely should use a lint-free towel if you're going to do it that way. Once everything was stained and dry, okay, next I get the slants ready for the shutter. These crafting sticks I use are the wavy kind because I had them for a project. They sell the kinds without the waves that are straight across, like the smaller popsicle sticks. In order for me to measure them, I just laid them right across the actual frame. These happen to fit it perfectly, so I made sure it was lined up on each side. Then I marked where I was gonna cut it. When you cut, make sure you cut so that your slant, i.e. popsicle stick, craft stick, whatever you wanna call it, fits snugly inside the frame, okay? It's going to go inside of it, but it needs to fit very snugly, like you almost have to force it in. If you cut it too short, it will not work, and you will see why later. Trust me on this one. If you have to, cut it just a tad bit too long, and that way when you're getting ready to put it in, you can have your sandpaper with you and you can just sand it down until it fits in there snugly. There are several ways to cut your stick. I used a miter saw at first, but I ended up going back to just a regular pair of Dollar Tree scissors. If your scissors are sharper than mine, it'll make it easy, but it definitely was very easy with the Dollar Tree scissors. You just have to take your time cutting. Okay, now that we have prepared everything, it's time now to start putting our wall set together. The first thing I did was prepare the shutter. So I took the sticks that I cut and started placing them inside the frame. I used the handle of a wooden foam brush as my spacing help. Once I put a slant in, I slid the handle up under it to make sure it was at the angle that I wanted. You can basically eyeball this, but using that spacer will ensure that everything is even. You will only need a small dot of hot glue to ensure that the slants don't come out. They should fit snugly enough that they won't fall out or pop out. But the hot glue is just for reassurance, just to reinforce it. You also see that I'm using a tool that is a regular fingernail file, electric fingernail file. I'm using that to sand down the slants that are cut slightly too large to fit. I just take the sanding tool and sand off the amount that I need. You can do that definitely with a piece of sanding paper. Okay, I definitely got going and got away from using my spacer. However, it still came out great. You see right there, that's where I'm sanding it down. So again, you do not want to cut the slants too small, because if you cut them too small, you won't be able to put that dot of hot glue on the side. It'll basically fall through, or you will have to put more than a dot and it wouldn't look right. So the shutters are basically finished, but I wanted to add a final touch. I used a wooden dowel that I had stained to go down the center of each shutter. I made sure that the dowel fitted tight also. And I used the dip in the popsicle or crafting sticks as a guide. There is a center dip. I put a dot of hot glue at the top and the bottom and put the dowel in there. Okay, now we're getting to the end. Now, this is my last canvas frame. This is my 10 by 20. Now, you can decorate this anywhere you want, which means you put the windows anywhere you want. I decided to put my windows like a big picture window with the two side windows. So I marked it off 5 inches on each side, which left 10 inches in the middle. I'm using wood glue from the Dollar Tree. And then I used a dot of hot glue to get the dowels to stay in place. These are the dowels that I stained at the beginning, the square flat dowels. Okay, for the windows, I end up using 2 Dollar Tree cutting mats. They come 2 in a pack, so you'll only need 1 pack. They have a shiny side and a matte side. It's up to you which side you want facing out. I use the matte side to face out. Because the frame is 20 inches long, the mat won't fit all the way across. So I cut the first mat so that it'll fit across the big portion in the middle and one of the sides. Then I cut a piece for the small side. When I placed it, I ensured that the seam was behind one of the dowels so you can't see it from the opposite side. I use just a regular stapler to put the glass or the mat in there, the pseudo glass. And the staples will go straight through and there won't be a problem. It will not tear up the mat nor the frame if you just use a regular stapler. All right, the end is in sight. We are almost finished. I'd like to take this time to thank you all for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the red subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can be notified when I upload new content. Okay, let's wrap this up. And here's your finished product. Now, the decorating is completely up to you. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to decorate and style mine. As I was completing it, I came up with so many different ways to do this. So you might be seeing a little different spin on this particular set in the near future. Again, I hope you all enjoyed it. Now, let me stick it on the wall so I can see exactly what it looks like. Here it is, fam. I just put some small decorations up there, as you can see. This is my staging area. It will not stay right here. I just wanted you to see what it looks like up on the wall. You definitely can make it your own. I will be adding lights, and I will do different decorations when I finally find a place to put it. See that Christmas tree in there? Oh my goodness, I'm loving this. Okay, y'all. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.